Hello, good afternoon. I, Saurabh Kose, welcome you all on this today's technical talk series of ISF College of Pharmacy, Moga, Punjab. Today I am over here to share my views on clinical data management, and which is one of the biggest industry nowadays in India as well as developing nations. Clinical word means something which is related to hospital, patient, some data. And this data therefore has to be taken in a very proper manner. The data has to be saved, archived, and shared in a very confidential manner. Hence, this is the requirement of the time where we should go. We should see that this clinical data management practices should play an integral role in pharmaceutical industry. So to start up, first we should go up with the definition of clinical trial, where the data is generated. The data is generated right from the initiation of the discovery. Either you are with the molecule, you are from preclinical phase to clinical phase, and post-clinical phases. At every phase, you have certain objectives which you correlates, and after every objective you have the output, and that is called as endpoint. So during a molecule preparation or molecule discovery, drug discovery, a significant kind of process one by one is followed. So clinical trial is a process, is a science in which animals as well as human beings are voluntarily and with their own consent participate for the betterment of mankind and human civilization. Hence, clinical, pharmacological, toxicological, clinical, paraclinical, safety, efficacy, quality is judged. Hence, introduction to clinical data management comes up. So, first we go in our life data. In your mobile phone, you have 1.5 GB data daily. You have hard disk of 2 terabyte, 1 terabyte. You have a small data traveler called pen drive of 2 GB, 4 GB, 6 GB, 8 GB, and so on. Or you have a certain amount of specification of a vessel, say 1 liter milk. So any data, any quantity represents the mainframe background work of anything. Hence, clinical data management comprises of the data which are collected or available during a clinical research. Hence, dear friends, we administer medicine in our life, daily life, somehow average 3 times in a year. Okay, so before consuming that medicine, we should know that its safety profiling, quality profiling, and the efficacy output data is recorded in terms of data, and that data is called as clinical data. This clinical data is the evidence of the quality and safety of a drug which is going to be marketed soon. Hence, we need to see that if we have a molecule and that molecule information, say information regarding the profile, pharmacodynamic data, or you can say pharmacokinetic data, its dose efficacy, its route application, etc. So, clinical data management is, we can say that, the processing, archival of data with paper format as well as electronic formats. So database systems to support collection, cleaning, and management of subject or trial data is one of the things which we need to see up. Clinical data management particularly deals with the collection, integration, validation of the clinical trial data you have particular protocol of a clinical trial study being supervised, being approved by the Institutional Ethics Committee, and as per the biomedical ethics, you start the study. At multiple sites, hospitals, and clinical research organizations do data processing, right? So clinical research organizations or clinical data management practices, this collected data, integrated and validated data comes from right from the designing, its collection. And what is data design? Data design is nothing but how the data will be collected. Then the process of data collection, then work is done by clinical research coordinator or clinical research associate. Then comes the scene of clinical research screen operator or data operators. And afterwards, the efficacy validation part, quality assurance work done up, so that we can say that the data is valid, genuine, specific. And afterwards, the data cleaning called data mining, data analysis. So as called, we can go up with the various sector of the lease facilities, the stations from where the data collected, either it is a multi-center study, and the reality of the data. And then comes the data presentation. So in this whole process, the investigators or the stockholders from time to time review the work report to the sponsors, who analyze the pool data using some software or statistical analysis such as SPSS or programming language software called as R, Oracle, Argus. There are n number of this clinical data management softwares are available. What is the requirement? The requirement is basically from the regulatory authorities, because the review approval process require evidence-based workflow mechanism, and hence it is one of the best thing to integrate your data in terms of result-oriented and a conclusive statement for any kind of the workflow process. So it's important to obtain that trust in adherence to the quality standards and good clinical practices. All the pharmaceutical companies, along with the IT companies, they must assure that all staff involved in the clinical research are trained, qualified, experienced to perform the data management task. Now, key members, you can also say stockholders, who are the persons who drive part in the data management. Right from the hierarchical, senior hierarchical, industrial hierarchy, if I talk about is the project manager, data manager, thereafter database administrator, the computer operator, clinical data operator, language programming, disease programming, drug programming, ongoing drug therapy programming, subject screening lockup, and the particular data backup. Next level is database programmer. A database programmer or a developer is particularly as per the requirement of a clinical trial study, which consists of the clinical research requirement of a subject. Suppose we have a volunteer or a subject, what specific information we require. Hence, CRF consists of two categories, eCRF and pCRF. So, eCRF is an electronic case record format, and electronic case record format has to be filled up after the pCRF, which is of first kind, and the second kind is eCRF. So, first kind paper CRF, paper is like on a paper, our entry will be done by a clinical research coordinator or clinical research associate or the clinical trial site manager, and from that electronic database Embase, it will be converted, called as eCRF. So what are the job roles or the responsibilities of a clinical data management teams comes up right from the initiation of the trial, study startup, CRF development, database build, trust, testing, editing, checking. So this is the primary side before the trial initiates or starts. So it's a work flow which has to be done in the initial phase. During study conduct or during the trial, the data entry date-wise, month-wise, time-wise, or the daytime, night time, nocturnal time, it's dependent upon case to case. Discrepancy management, if any kind of data locking, database workflow, or any kind of a technical troubleshooting, that part has to be done with the IT team. Data coding, it is one of the thing where the medical writers come in the scene, where they starts with the WHO MedDRA and also this dictionaries. Then the quality control process comes with the data review, and any kind of serious adverse event if occurs during the clinical trial, the honorarium we used to give when a person completes successfully as per the volunteer concerned for the trial participation. After the participation, if any kind of casualty or any kind of serious adverse event is there, or we should say that if any kind of injury or any kind of loss of life or organ failure is there, at that part we need to compensate the money. And therefore Indian government, Central Drug Standard Control Organization, on 14th November 2014 gave a guideline called as compensation in clinical trials in Indian scenario, where the base price of a human body minimum is 8 lakhs and the maximum is 74 lakhs. And this is available on the CDSCO website. You can see. Okay. And afterwards, when such kind of things where the honorarium, participation, and the trial budget, all the stockholders, as per the good clinical practices, showcase their values. At the last, reporting, quality control, database lock, electronic algebra, trial master file, database transfer, this all processes takes place. Before going in a nutshell, let us discuss the drug discovery process. As you all know that we have our human body, and target sites are like enzymes, hormones, receptors, tissues of our body. And then we go for the molecular level, DNA, RNA, genetic material. And then we go for the microdosing phase called as the animal phase. And we go with a lot of study mice, and we could go up with certain kind of pharmacokinetic and dynamic profiling. And afterwards, we go with the target, that is receptor, ion channel, transporter, enzyme, signaling molecule in our tissues or cell. And afterwards, we need to go with a particular lead search compound called pharmacophore or new chemical in Chi. And thereafter, we go with a particular kind of safety, efficacy, tolerability, mutagenicity, carcinogenicity, and reproductive study, derma study, skin study. This all study afterwards, we go with a particular kind of drug candidate safety testing. And in that part, we use animals that may be of two roots and we can say two kind of animals we can test. Okay, and then when we go with phase 1, where human studies, healthy volunteers, and with disease volunteers, phase 2, phase 3, and ultimately phase 4, pharmacovigilance. And after that, translational research goes on, called as it may be related to any kind of things. It may be dose titration, it may be a fixed dose combination. Okay, and ultimately we have a grand success called drug approval and the registration. So from preclinical to clinical phase, you will see industry is involved, safety assessment, toxicology, the ADME and the drug distribution, pharmacologist, clinical pharmacologist, process R&D, chemistry, analysis, manufacturing, R&D, automated processes, logistics, bioprocess, research and development, process concepts, and ultimately after the pre-formulation studies, we have the pharmaceutical research and development sector called as formulations in different doses, forms, tablets, capsules, lozenges, syrups, etc. Post this process, the regulatory affairs in 196 countries worldwide, they set up project plan, patenting, copyright, marketing authorization, and all parts related with the community medicine, biostats parts, therapeutic drug monitoring, epidemiology, economics, data retrieval, information, everything is embedded. and the patient clinical investigator, clinical pharmacology, clinical research. So a patient relationship starts with the clinical trial process, investigational new drug, where we go with phases, phase 1, phase 2, and every phase have a product profile, objective, and endpoints. Ultimately, we get some new informations, and that informations with those with effects, side effects, effectiveness, biological half-life, labeling information, and the competitive workflow of benefit and risk balance of a medicine and a human body. And ultimately compassionate use or therapeutic index is observed. So you can go a approval process like CDS, go US FDA, and the marketing authorization of every nation, submission of this IND in form of investigational new drug, and after all pre-formulation formulation studies, it is submitted in form of new drug application to the regulatory agencies. And this regulatory agencies particularly see after all the things for the worldwide marketing authorizations, whereas it can be imported or exported to various parts of the globe or universe. So for that, the regulatory advisory committees, regulatory review team, comments, discussion, and if any changes are there, then for after the NDA, ANDA abbreviated new drug applications comes up, and after that part there is the approval. So basically drug discovery, convergence of disciplines. Basically you will see every part of our body, novel molecule, it should be, and our body tissue, organs, and various parts of our body such as brain, eyes, liver, kidney, heart, what are the various effects. So kinetics, pharmacodynamics, in vivo, in vitro, you will see all applied sciences, biochemistry, ecology, immunology, enzymology, physical chemistry, pathology, computational chemistry, synthetic chemistry, modeling, information technology, patenting, copyright, intellectual property right, everything is involved. And every part you will see that the involvement, everywhere the involvement is particularly the setup of your physiology, human physiology. Okay, so everything has to be recorded and deliberated. So in today's talk, we will emphasize on the clinical data management. Whereas any student belongs to master degree of pharmacy, clinical orientation, PharmDs, or say pharmacy practice, pharmacologist, chemist, you can say analyst, or any person can go up in this industry. What does the definition states of data? Any information, subsets of information, coded, uncoded, bilingual, regional, scientific, it may be anything. So the definition of data is data with reference to anything which contains information. Whereas scientifically speaking, in clinical trial industry, clinical data management data means the patient information which we need to collect, record, integrate, and archive in terms of future references. Okay. So what is sources of data? It may be any patient profile form, it may be any data entry, it may be any original record of clinical findings, it may be X-ray report, it may be any kind of study done for the purpose of your blood sampling, it may be any kind of synovial fluid from the body, it can be a saliva sample, it may be a tissue sample, it may be any kind of sample which correlate to the data and any written informations. Observations during ward rounds or during the case narration, case study, case consultation, case patient medication interview, history interview. So basically there are two type of documents, raw documents and source documents. Source documents are the original ones, data records, hospital records, clinical, office charts, laboratory notes, findings, memorandas, or any ward round notes, subject screen, subject diaries, pharmacy dispensing record with the patient, recording data from the automated instruments such as machines, copy or transcript certified after verification as accurate copy. So source document is basically the photographic negatives. It may be X-rays, it may be subject files, record kept at pharmacy or records at the laboratory, or any kind of medico-technical departments involved into the clinical trial process. Okay, so certainly you will see that a process which leads to the So source document are basically anything which is like microfiche, any X-ray report, film, subject files, or record at the pharmacy stores kept. So in clinical data management, we have to see with a specific kind of database. Okay, so we have the clinical data management. Okay, and the clinical data is any kind of thing which is of subject or patient. So subject notes, X-ray, any kind of biochemical data, hematological data, radiological data, any patient record, any patient medication interview, any laboratory evidences of the record which tell that a particular person whomsoever have performed for the trial purpose, medico-technical department in the medical record room has to be converted. Data entry, verification, validation. Okay, now you have got a data. You have to do the data entry. So double person, single person entry after reading, after proofing, after coding as per the scientific basis. Now what is scientific basis? For that purpose, we have to go with the ATC and ICD. What is ICD? International Classification of Disease for the disease. And for the patients or for the molecule, for the molecules, we have ATC classification, which is called as anatomic, therapeutic, chemical classification. For the patients, we do some number codings, and in that medical coding purpose, we use SNOMED, MEDRA, WHO ART, and CoSTART for any kind of adverse events. In our life, we do study various kind of studies day-to-day life, and hence from my personal help experience or desk experience, a randomized clinical trial I performed in the year 2012 at Chennai SRM Medical College. And what I saw in diabetic neuropathic patient, the assessment of antioxidant supplementations, that is vitamin E, that is a synthetic antioxidant, on the neuropathic patients, and the study conducted for approximately 6 months. So hence the data has to be taken with the randomization, both arms of the trials, and specifically with my main lead researcher, principal investigator of the study, Dr. M.G. Rajananda. So we studied along with one of the endocrinologists on the some diabetic patients of neuropathy. And one another study, which is a systematic review done in the month of April 2020, where the COVID pandemic was on the peak, where we saw that what are the basic behavioral steps of COVID patient has to taken up. And this study was published in the editorial section in the Open Dentistry Journal, where we stated that the quarantine and isolation are the two integral pillars to dodge COVID-19 outbreak, where the main research study, the principal investigator was Dr. Shankar Bhattacharya and me. So what we did is we saw that the worldwide going on study. Let us go in more depth. So go into the internal medicine department of World Health Organization, and you will find all the pandemic clinical trials right now going on. You will find around 664 studies and the trial informations at the every part of the world, and what are the prophylactic therapy, repurposing of the molecule are used along with the patient, and what kind of comorbid patients are coming with the situations like glycemic control, like erectile dysfunctioning, like what is the effect in the pediatric, geriatric, and what is the contraindications in the pregnant and lactation situation. Hence, this coding has to be done. So this is the Excel file available on the Microsoft Excel file available on the website of World Health Organization Internal Medicine Department. So when we go with the disease coding, we have to do the International Classification of Disease, ICD 11. International Classification of Disease, 11th revision. That part we have to see particularly, which show the classification of disease, how we have to do. And this is by WHO given for every year as per the mortality and morbidity rate demography cycle of a specific disease. In India, integrated disease surveillance program is going on. Every state, every district, hospital, how much number of cases are being reported for chronic diseases such as tuberculosis, asthma, jaundice, or chikungunya, dengue, or any other kind of disease. Okay, so this is how take an example of tuberculosis and do a search onto this ICD database like tuberculosis. So 1B10 for the respiratory, 1B11 for the nervous, and for cardiac 1B12. Such is how the ICD International Classification of Diseases states. Another classification which comes for the medicine is ATC, anatomical, therapeutic, chemical classification. And in this ATC classification, you will see generally we have to adopt a mechanism, proper mechanism for the drug molecule. Directly we cannot write the drug molecule name in the clinical trial study. So that is why ATC classification is particularly recommended. Okay, so this is one example of a medicine. Then next part comes is the data archiving. You might have visited in your life archive gallery, a greeting card shop. Archives means the memories or the things which we store as our good memories or kind of scientific things. So here the good memories are the scientific evidences for a molecule which is going to be in our medical science and the clinical practices are going to be approved. Take an example of a college, and a college have a library, and a librarian works under a particular database. After every 2 days, he takes or she takes a backup. So that backup is particularly data archiving. To how many students he or she has allotted the books, issued the books. It's hard copy data and this up. So the data archiving is one of the biggest thing which has to be done in clinical data management. We have ECRF, electronic databases, associated computers, programs, data monitoring conventions, audit trials, final report, and they also maintain certain kind of the relevant documents as per the regulatory requirements. Now, computers, laptops, electronic handbooks, notebooks, remote data entry, or computer-assisted new drug application, optical character recognition, fingerprints, barcodes, smart cards for each patient, everything takes place nowadays into the process. This is the overall process of a clinical trial where a protocol is approved after the investigator selection, approval, patient recruitment, participation, data entry, statistical analysis, presentation, intellectual property right, patent, publication, data filing, registration of it. So metadata, database, data collection, data entry, database lock, statistical analysis, one steps comes. So hypothesis research questions comes, then we go for a tools, hands-on exercise, coding standards, worldwide regulatory authorities, and understanding with the reference, and then we go with the specific part. So we'll see in the clinical data management, there are 2 to 3 type of peoples are there. One is the source informer called patient, then the investigator, data recorder, data collector, data entry operator, monitor, statistician. So technical persons, IT persons, clinical peoples, pharmacy persons, statisticians, community medicine biostatisticians, every part of the things you will see that they are involved into it. Okay, so data cleaning, data programming, and the biostatistics part must come up with this scenario. Okay, so the site investigator, programmer, monitor, clinical research associate, study team, study nursing team, or coders, safety programmers, they work efficiently with one and all to decode the information. This is 2 kind of CRFs. CRF is nothing but case record format or clinical trial study record format. In that case record format, suppose you have a sample size of 1000 for a clinical trial study, right? And after the biomedical ethics, you have enrolled a patient in the study, and that after a CRF part, paper CRF, and eCRF part, you are coming up. Okay, now. So paper CRF, what it is, when during the ward round or during the patient consultation, during patient visit, during patient medication history interview, what do you record onto page or CRF, case record format? This is one of the things. And then you do entry into the database is called as the eCRF. Okay, fine. So electronic embase and paper embase both are there. You need to have various kind of CRFs like for subject screens, pediatric, geriatric, vulnerable population, pregnant and lactating women, handicapped or differently abled persons, blind, hearing problem, vision impairment, physical exams, vitals such as blood pressure, pulse rate, heart rate, respiratory rate, pulse oximetry, consciousness, past medical history of the patient, of the volunteer, of the subject. It may be any comorbid situation, and that comorbid situation is acute, subacute, or chronic. Then the second visit called follow-up visit, adverse event form, concomitant therapy, laboratory testing, and any status evaluation. For that same purpose, we require for eCRF, we require a certain set of database practices. We require engineers, IT persons who have a vast experience of clinical trial industry, which as per the trial protocol and sponsor requirement and the principal investigator meetings, prepare a subject screen with the help of coding, with the help of database, such as SPSS, the programming language R, Oracle, Argus, etc. And the supermost language programming C++. This is all for a particular clinical trial, a subject ID, patient, coding, archival, age, height, sex, married, unmarried, occupational status, address, age, socio-economic status, occupational history, employment status, public sector, private sector. So the quality of life indexing and the personal demographic information encoded. Then the CRF annotation takes up with marking, coding, with color combination, with Excel sheets, with certain kind of formula. You store, you collect, and you translate into bilingual languages or regional languages also. Sometimes it's a multi-center trial. And suppose the trial is running on diabetes mellitus in India, and we have a biodiversity, and then that biodiversity part, Bengal, Bihar, Punjab, Chennai, Kerala, every region have their own language, so as the patient. It's a must that its translation in the database must be involved. So CRF annotation. Then the entry, this is how an entry has to be done. It may be regarding informed consent, it may be written, it may be a videographed as per the Supreme Court orders nowadays, demographics. Then the CRF tracking, logistic manner, electronically you can capture this eCRF, single data entry, double check the bias or the emissions, comes up with the clinical data management system, CDMS. Discrepancy management can be done with the data clarification forms, and a cross check called double check is performed. Medical coders, they use the dictionary like MEDRA, like WHDD, that is Drug Dictionary of World Health Organization. And ultimately, after all the entries, we got the final analysis with the biostatisticians of the community medicine department, and hence we log the database. And database log for a study is done once all the database management activities are completed or finished. And what it includes? It includes the database log checklist, which ensures the same some of the activities included in database like CRF, coding, complete, updated, reconciliation process, etc. So you got a receipt of a paper CRF, a first pass entry, first check, second pass entry, second check, double check called, then the clinical data management software, then the batch validation, auto coding, then we go with the disease coding, then the drug coding, then we go with the particular kind of discrepancy management, data clarification form, then the data coding forms, resolutions, any serious adverse event occur, or say compensation guidelines are available of the Central Drug Standard Control Organization of Government of India and World Marketing Authorization. Say every country have their own regulatory authorities. If I talk about Canada, Health Canada. If I talk about Australia, Therapeutics and Good Administration. If I talk about Switzerland, Swissmedic. Or if I talk about China, so they have Health China. So every country have their own proper regulatory authorization to see out either the workflow mechanism is the proper or not. And ultimately at the end, we do a database log entry. So this is how on the sheet from paper format or on a project it is done. And primary, secondary registry from the World Health Organization. And secondary registry is the nation's registry. Suppose if you want to conduct a study in India, it should be Clinical Trial Registry of India, CTRI registered study. And from that part, the data provider from every part of the multiple site operations come to a singular platform and then denoted to the WHO central repository and the search using ICTRP search portal. Hence, worldwide marketing authorization of a molecule is approved. Okay. Now, as per the GCP ICH 1996, its first form come into the drafted regulations in 1995, and where so page number 94 states as per the medical policy that the time required to complete the information collected is estimated 2.5 days, that is 60 hours. So OMB control number should be there and Paperwork Reduction Act should be there. What is Paperwork Reduction Act? Because if you want to approve a molecule, you require at least 10 logistic trucks or lorries. Its volumetric amount of paperwork is required. You cannot do in hard copy that much amount. As per the Center for Drug Evaluation and Research, CDER, that triplicate file has to go for the World Marketing Authorization. Okay, and at that time you cannot follow that much amount of the papers. So the clinical data management process comes up with the protocol design of a case study or a clinical trial, case record format design, metadata design, database design, data entry, data collection, validation, cleaning, locking, analysis, reporting. This all the parts takes. So you will see that protocol contains documents. So what is document? Documents is data. A case record form contains documents, and then document is data. Everywhere you will see either it is e-data or paper data, it is giving some information. If you are conducting a patient medication history interview, again you are recording it. If you have the dispensing record from the pharmacy, it's a evidence-based data, you are recording it. You are doing entry, you are having any laboratory report, it is a data. So this metadata has to be performed at one place, and if all studies done, we are performing on a singular way in a specific research, major research area or domain, then it is called as meta-analysis. And again, once all the data is collected, reviewed, quality control procedure, complete the database, and it is called as meta-analysis. So dear friends, you will see that clinical data management have a lot to do with the technical part. So clinical data management services, a lot of companies outsourcing software work, all the things, patient generation, patient data collection, paper CRF formatting, efficacy in vivo in vitro recording, artificial application has also introduced, IoT, Six Sigma work, and a lot of patient room data and stimulation processes are also going on. So data locking, data checking, data security, efficacy, and this frameworks right from the preclinical phase to the clinical phase goes up. Approved protocol from the investigator, testing, medical authorities, new therapy, ongoing therapy. Everywhere you will see there are a lot of things. And as per the group randomization, this is very important slide. When we go with a specific kind of statistic randomization, stratified randomization, You might be giving patients some different doses. So dose titration before therapeutic confirmation phase, called phase 3, it may be given. So at that time also we need to see the data arrangements as per the groups. So nowadays a lot of things are going on in the clinical trial industry where the students can participate, can target, can go in a variant manner, developing plan before preclinical, during study, and in between modifications, review, and with the kind of the stakeholders and the peoples, and ultimately the approved protocol, clinical selection, approval process, patient recruitment, participation, data file and registration obtained, all the process goes on. It's a very systematic process where a database, people's, laboratories, hospitals, sites are involved. Now, one by one, we will go with the data management principles where the regulations, regulatory, ICH, GCP, CDSCO, COMS, WHO comes up. Ownership, principal investigator, data managers, you need to work everything. Well plan is half done. A metadata, previous experiences, research findings, medical coding, data archival, data locking, database preparation, everything comes up. So outsourcing clinical research organizations are there, CROs, which do this work, and biostatisticians, collaborators, and some public sector hospitals such as ICMR, AIMS, PGI, or Red Cross, UNICEF. So GOs and NGOs, both kind of hospitals works into it. And there is also one section called as biomedical ethics and the novelty, institutional ethics committee, independent review, and if any casualty or any kind of compensation, any death, so it should be reported to the principal investigator. Data safety monitoring, publication, intellectual property right analysis, every part comes up. So in the healthcare sector, you will see data, multiple data management policies, stakeholder processes, time, budget, risk stratification, balance of a risk and a benefit, quality data, regulatory compliance, technology, everything has to be done. So for that part, the protocol in a primary phase is very important. For whom it is there, how it will be done, what is the time frame requirement, when the screening will be done, where the hospital sites, clinical in-house, outside, and what will be the outcome. So data integrity, data quality, data security, data privacy are the main four sole component or pillar of the data management practices, which plays a clinical role. So in clinical data, trial data, data design to data presentation, everything is very important and significance. And in this data manager, database administrator, the members who do manage data, database programmer, clinical data coordinator, clinical research associate, and from every footstep, from every, this is the very schematic representation in planning, creating protocol document, approving, sign off, design development, activity, database setup, form setup, edit checks, validation, source document, ECRF to PCRF, data management review, analysis, statistical plan, programming, medical writing, filing, submission coordination, question answer session, quality assurance, reviewing, creating submission, regulatory authorization. So pharmacologist, trialist, methodologist, biostatistician, multidisciplinary people works in a clinical trial team, IT personnel, trial pharmacist, clinical supply, auditor, compliance, monitor, regulatory authorizers, affairs, regulatory affairs persons, audits, project manager, reference lab, lab coordinator works. This is how a subject is screens in a database look in a paper form and electronic form. This is how the entry is done. And the top 8 clinical research organizations are Covance, IQVIA, Synos Health, Parexel, PRA Health Sciences, PPD, Charles Rivers, and ICON. So you will see India is emerging as a hub of the clinical trial, and there are a lot of advantages because north, south, east, west, central India, either it is New Delhi, NCR region, it is some regions belong to the southern region of our country, IIT cities such as Hyderabad, Cochin, Chennai, Bangalore, you will find a lot of certain kind of clinical trial sites or the research organizations, IMBASE works are there. And also the concentration of resources such as IT companies, Wipro, is there, Tata is there. So lot of company, Infosys are over there. Their databases are too much secured and expertise and trustworthy. So India's IT sector is growing at the rate of 25% per year, thus maintaining complex clinical data management and competitive cost in India is an added advantage. Abundant skilled personnel in all areas of clinical data management are available, and a hub of almost all clinical trial activities are coming in the one decade, as I can assume and predict. So, dear viewers, this is one of the best job regulations and job personnel. What qualifications you should have for the same? You should have M.Pharm pharmacology, M.Pharm pharmacy practice. You can go with the PharmD, a 6-year course. You can go with the PharmD post baccalaureate course, and you can find a good college having such kind of facility to train you as. So thank you for viewing this session on clinical data management. I'm thankful to ISF College of Pharmacy for providing me this opportunity. I'm thankful to the chairman of the institute, Shri Praveen Karkji, and the director, Dr. G.D. Gupta sir, for providing wonderful platform to all of the students as well as stakeholders of ISF College of Pharmacy to learning on the virtual platform. Thank you. Thank you.